Greetings and salutations and welcome to Illegitimate Legends, the show where I like to talk about some of the more unusual League of Legends builds. And today we are doing support Darius, and this shouldn't take very long at all because I've given it some thought and I've looked at my replays, and there's actually 2 plays that you can make as Darius support. Outside of that, you're essentially doing nothing but trying to run into range and then Q your opponent. And so that should be fairly obvious. Do that whenever you can, with the exception of wasting mana, because, you know, mana is important. But other than that, there's literally only 2 things you can do to fulfill the support role. The first looks something like this. So, you want your opponent next to you, preferably before you start it, so there's 2 variations of this, so maybe there's 2.5 plays, but anyway. You want your opponent in front of you, very, very close. And you just start attacking them, and you will Q them, probably while you are moving into range. You'll hold them slowed when they start to leave with your W, and if they start to get out of range, you pull them right back in with your E. Keep hitting them, keep dealing damage. If you've got your ult at the appropriate time to not kill them, but either let the bleed finish them off, or have them killed by your AD carry. Play number 1 done. It's essentially the offensive play that you have in your arsenal, and it basically consists of stick to the enemy's AD carry or support, whoever it is you're trying to kill. Use everything on them at their appropriate times. If you've never played Darius before, I don't recommend you start with Darius as a support. In fact, I don't recommend you play Darius as a support, but you know, whatever if you're into it. I was for a little while, then I realized how bad it was. Okay, play number 2 looks a little bit different. It looks like this. So, you start with your AD carry under attack. That's how this play begins. So, either 2 people being the support and the AD carry of the enemy variety, or 3 people adding in the enemy jungler. They're trying to chase down your AD carry, or they are chasing down your carry. Maybe they've landed the crowd control already. Basically, this is the best play in your arsenal. Run in behind them, as in on their side of the lane. Pull them all to you and die. That's your play. You will, hopefully, with this maneuver, prevent your AD carry from dying. And they can be, because they're basically dead already, and it's gone alright. Like, it's just, you can sacrifice yourself quite effectively as Darius to give your AD carry a bit of a boost, or rather, less of a negative, because they haven't died, they just need to back. So that's the thing. That's really, really bad, and the only thing that redeems this build is that it can incredibly viably fit in a Zekes Herald. And I am, again, going to postpone talking about Zekes Herald because I want to do that in its own video. That's coming up later, guys. But Zekes Herald's really nice. And so your game plan is buy Zekes Herald, buy some wards, or maybe a Ruby Sightstone if you're into that kind of thing, which you should be, don't get me wrong. Then build tankiness, run around placing wards, and provide extra damage and lifesteal for your entire team, and hope that they carry you. I only won 1 game with this build, and it's because my AD carry was like 14-0. I do not attribute myself with that. I stopped him dying about 3 times, but, you know, he was good at being Lucian, and I managed to stop him dying a few times, stopping him giving gold, and he carried the game for us, as did the other guy with 14 kills but a few deaths. Can't remember his name, or which champion he was playing. That is how you be Darius as a support, and I highly recommend you never try it. It's just that bad. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time with a more interesting video discussing Braum and Zekes Herald. Thank you, and good night.